Hello?
I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho.
It's the
Yes.
O
He
dot
helped
N
Daniel
dot
get
E
out the
dot
lion's den.
period.
He helped Gilligan get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been to bed. Man, they know they no contest. Yahuwah, he do the bled. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big manotas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he forest. He running to the hills like a Philistine. G-Hawk hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the debate league. I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-Time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Michael got the raw, Shaq and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, armed open wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Death by cop, black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I been there. Yeah. Man, they know they no contest. Yeah. Yahuwah, he do the bled. Why didn't take it over? Number one debate league, you heard me? When it's up, it's stuck. I'm stepping on everything, nigga. Metaphorically, of course.
Oh, wow. Peace and blessings. I didn't know we was on. Shalom, shalom. Kind of threw me off. Kareem, I thought we was playing another song. All right. That threw me off. Welcome to the Lions Den, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of threw me off. Oh, man. Well, peace and blessings. We have a star-studded lineup today. I'm talking about my brother Kansu and the brother Marcus from Dagger Squad, Kyle. These two brothers going to be discussing the origins of Egyptians in West Africa. Are there Egyptians in West Africa? We about to find out. But before I get into it, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Sister Karima. Go ahead, Queen. I guess we.
Shalom, please hit the like if you like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube. I was trying to play it, but it got stuck. That's why I have to play the other one, but I'm going to play it. Okay, give me a minute.
All right, let's go ahead. So yeah, it threw me off, Kareem. I'm like, well, I thought I was waiting for the other song to pop on. So you know how you know, but okay. Sorry about the bad timing. Usually we be on point. But I'm gonna go ahead and let these two brothers introduce themselves, and then we're gonna go ahead and play this new song by Neo Love. Go ahead, brothers. Who want to go first?
You can go first.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Rahul Bat, Hotep, Alafia. This is Brother Kansu Ifak Bamila Ray in the building, representing the Bantu Research Society of Sabau. That's a research group that I'm a part of that I helped formulate. We're actually working on our first 2 books that we'll be dropping this winter. And hopefully we can get to a conclusion about the topic.
Hey, mute your mic, Rough Eye. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Hopefully we can get to an agreement on the topic and all that, because last time it was kind of some contentions. But my contention basically is that is to prove irrefutably beyond a shadow of a doubt that West African, Central Africa in particular. I'm gonna just deal with West Africa because it's a difference between West and Central Africa. But let's just deal with West Africa in particular. The Yoruba tribe and the Akan tribe of Ghana. The Yoruba of Nigeria and the Akan of Ghana. I'm gonna just deal with those. I'm gonna keep those 2 in particular. Is to prove that these 2 tribes are descendants, remnants, children of who we call the ancient Egyptians or Kemetians or Kemites and the ancient Nubians. That is what I'm here to stand on.
All right. Now, before we go ahead and get into this educational discussion, we got to introduce the panel. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the brother Kyle introduce himself. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up? This is Kyle. Some of y'all may know me as Ifa Gaba Maliki, you know. So straight out of the Dagger Squad, over here for a day or 2, hanging out with my dog JJ7000, Brother Kansu, Sia Lafayette. So you know, and a shout out to Neo, man. That song, Neo, that intro was probably like the hardest intro on the internet. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro.
We ain't played it yet. Yeah, it's finna go
I mean
down.
the one you
Yeah,
did
I
play.
showed you a sneak peek.
If you got something harder than that, man, I'm all ears, bro. But I know you be dropping the bombs, man.
Man,
Wait and see.
yeah, we
Okay,
finna drop.
okay.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm sorry about the introduction. It threw my energy off, and I was expecting the other one to come on. So yeah, we finna get back to it though. Not to say
Nah.
that the other song, I've been energy off the other song for the last 2 years, and then we need a new song. God damn it. Yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and one of my original lines. Then remember, you know what I'm saying? We used to bang in Garfield group, Comedics, Hebrews, plagiarize the Bible. This is where we was banging on them all the time. I'm talking about Rafaya. Go ahead, Aki.
What's going on, people? Sorry about the drop call. I was in the store, in the lounge there, and sometimes the network gets a little messed up. And I wanted to ask the brother now, when he says West Africa.
Hold on, Rafaya. We just doing the introduction first.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. Now we got. Was you done introducing? My fault. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Now we got, like I say, man, one of the musical directors of the Lions Den for the last 4-5 years. I'm talking about the one, Neo Love. Go ahead, Aki.
What's good? What's good with it? Lions in the building representing. Shout out to my boy JJ7000, Kareem with the moderator, Kyle, long time brother, long time. Been on his brother for a while, you know. And I appreciate the compliment you gave. You know, we've been rocking out for the last 2 years with this one, but we got a new one on the way. We got a new one. Let me
Yeah,
know which
buddy.
one you like better, the new one or the old one. You know, but yeah, you know, In case you don't know, you can reach me at the website and change, the YouTube and change, the Neo One Love. It used to be Sandpit Records on YouTube. It's now Neo One Love on YouTube. All you need to know. All right, back to you.
All right. Okay. Am I robot? No, is it Neo Love? Is that me or him?
That was him.
That
All
was
right.
him.
All right.
He
Well, we
said
heard you, Neo.
you
We
can
heard
catch
you.
him in at Hebrew Hood Music. Okay, that's
Yeah, there.
Hebrew Hood Music on Facebook. Fire artists. So yeah.
All right, Kermit, go ahead and drop. Go ahead and drop the lion song. We ain't debaters. We terminators, leaving their brains up on the table. Go ahead.
Yeah. I roll with these lions, no tiger, no bears. What? That don't make shit fair. All these stacks up in the air. Most like keep a crispy pair. We done debaters, terminators, leaving their brains up on the table. We just get back and we fill it up. You ought to get, we be filling up. I roll with these lions, no tiger, no bears. What? That don't make shit fair. All these stacks up in the air. Most like keep a crispy pair. We done debaters, we terminators, leaving their brains up on the table. We just get back and we fill it up. You ought to get, we be filling up. There's all the debate with these monsters. Most of you niggas we really don't trust. Coming live on the screen, they lie on the meme, so fuck 'em. Lie. Take a walk in these shoes. Wanted that shit might be rude. You ain't even paying dues. How the fuck you think you prove shit? Just don't make the news. Body left, but ain't no clue. That just what happened when you snooze. Keep your dap, don't fuck with you. I keep on hearing about some be wanting that smoke. But every time I see that nigga keep saying he don't know, bitch, this gon' make you know. JJ set up that little show just so we can see it. Frog, croak, Neo, be on gold, that's for sure. Last time I seen the boy, he was copping deuces. Yeah, back up on the scene, but he was not with Bruce. I roll with these lions, no tiger, no bears. What? That don't make shit fair. All these stacks up in the air. Most like keep a crispy pair. We not debaters, we terminators. Leaving their brains up on the table. We just get back and we fill it up. You ought to get, we be filling up. I roll with these lions, no tiger, no bears. What? That don't make shit fair. All these stacks up in the air. Most like keep a crispy pair. We not debaters, we terminators. Leaving their brains up on the table. We just get back and we fill it up. You ought to get, we be filling up. Most of these niggas be thinking they really want clout. Some of they hearing my shit, they switching their style, they really too wild. I guess I'm really the shit. Nigga right there, you really a bitch. Ryan be up in this bitch, you really a bitch, so you be jumping from click to click, don't make me blick to the blick. Bring that on the shit. We go hard, you don't want it. On my squad, you don't want it. Y'all niggas ain't got no money, I'm saying. That BVS, you ain't got no feds. No. Diamond dash around the neck, put a big bitch. Niggas is fresh. Water dripping off me like a faucet. Hoes just lost. Lions, that's my team. We live too awesome. Call it boss. What you mean? I mean everything. You may call it floss. Shout out to Ratchet Crib, my nigga. No, it never say I'm flawless. I roll with these lions, no tiger, no bears. What? That don't make shit fair. All these stacks up in the air. Most like keep a crispy pair. We not debaters, we terminators. Leaving their brains up on the table. We just get back and we fill it up. You ought to get, we be filling up. I roll with these lions, no tiger, no bears. What? That don't make shit fair. All these stacks up in the air. Most like keep a crispy pair. We not debaters, we terminators. Leaving their brains up on the table. We just get back and we fill it up. You ought to get, we be filling up. I hope you know. In the 2023.
Yeah. Lions in the building. I thought you knew. We ain't debaters. We terminators, leaving your brain up on the table. That's right. Go ahead, Neo. Speak on it for a minute. I guess fire.
Hey, Neo, you need to let me throw some live guitar on that track for the
Neo
remix.
is
Oh,
playing live guitar.
For the Brother Kansu remix with the live guitar. Let's
Okay,
get it.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
You
Oh,
break it
brother.
up, Neo.
You know that's the 2023 edition. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to wait till I get home.
Say it again, Neo.
Wait
He
till I get
breaking up.
home then.
He said he might have to wait till he get home.
Okay, that's all good. Okay, all right. There you go. Hey, I like that, man. Both songs is good to me, but we needed an updated version, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into this conversation between two of the graduates from the 2019 Lions Den Academy of Education and Information. Who want to start it out? Don't all speak at once. Can y'all hear me, or is it them?
Nah, I mean, I think it's on Kansu. Kansu has the argument that he's trying to build, so you can go ahead, bro.
All right, go ahead. These brothers' contention is are Egyptians in the west coast of Africa dealing with the Yoruba, and I think he said,
A
uh,
con. A
okay,
con.
there we go. Now both of y'all be speaking the little same language, I noticed, right?
What?
Both of y'all got kind of the same name. Say your name again, Consul.
Kansu Ifak Bamila. Right.
Okay, now, Kaya, say your name again.
It's Ifa Gabaliki.
Now, see, Eva Kabaliki and I see, man. Okay, now that's about to close. Is that like the same language, or they come from two different African perspectives? I just want to get that question, and I'm gonna get out the way.
Yeah, my name came from when I got initiated into the Yoruba system of Isheshe.
Oh, he got and Kaya and Consul is Bantu, right? I mean, your
My
name.
name is the same. It means Ifa has rescued me. Same name.
All
It's
right, that's what I
Ifa.
thought. I said my ears ain't failing me, y'all.
But
All right,
here's
let's go
the
ahead.
thing. But here's the thing. I don't understand. But here's the
Oh,
thing. This
what's the
man
thing?
is sitting up here telling he got an Ifa name, a Yoruba
Oh,
name, and
mm,
he don't even he don't he. I don't understand how that's possible.
oh,
I
that's
don't
what.
understand how that's possible because his culture, his ideology, his theology is not that. You see what I'm saying? So one of the leading scholars, one of the early original scholars, J. Olamide Lucas, a Yoruba, wrote a book called The Religion of the Yoruba. And in the book, I'm going to use that book in the debate. In the book, he shows correlations between the Yoruba and the ancient Egyptians. And he's sitting up here saying that he's a practitioner of this. It don't make sense. Somebody got to explain. Oh, are you creating your new Dagger Squad version of E5 or what? I mean, I just don't get it. It don't make sense to me. That's what I want to know.
All right, now let the brother respond, and don't interrupt him. Let's keep it cordial. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, so I mean, so my name Ifa Galamaliki means Ifa or wisdom is my strength, right? And so what that actually means for me is that me personally understanding that me understanding the natural world how it exists is my reality. That's the thing that's gonna empower me and move me forward into my life. So from talking with my Baba, what I'm saying, I kind of grew out of that worldview and understanding, and I kind of grew. Now I do understand, that particular culture and worldview, but it's something that is, in my personal opinion, slightly antiquated, and I can use it as my foundation, but I can also move on. This is the same thing that the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade did when they came to the Americas, is they moved on and they infused and made new portions of the EFI divination system, as well as incorporating different entities or different deities or rituals or whatever you want to call them into that particular system. And that's completely within the realms of that system. It's about the cosmology, the overall understanding of how that particular culture
Teach
um,
Kyle.
interacts with the world. It's not a religious mind state, as meaning that you can't necessarily grow from it. So if you have that type of mind state, you're not necessarily practicing the shay.
Okay. Do you understand what he's saying? Get the camera on Consul Crew.
So you saying that that there is no, so let's get it straight so we can know where we're going in. Are you saying that they aren't descendants of the ancient Egyptians?
All right. So are you, from what I just said, I didn't mention Egypt at all. So like,
Yeah, I
are
know
we
that from
moving?
what you just said. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
So
that. That was in response to that. I'm talking. I want to get to the topic, to the meat and potatoes of this.
Meat
okay,
and
So,
potatoes.
yeah, so we'll know how to move forward, because
gotcha.
it's a
So
couple points of contention. One is the thing is the topic, the title. You know, are modern West African tribes related or descendants of the ancient Egyptians and Nubians? And the other is, so let me get this straight. You got initiated into E5, but you say you grew out of it and moved on to something higher. What exactly is that? What did you just?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, go ahead and get the camera on the Kyle, Sister Crew.
yeah, I
Thank you.
mean, so the entire point of EFI is to understand your Ori. If my particular Ori, my particular head is a Rumala. That is the Ori of wisdom and understanding. And so if I can't actually manifest that into my natural beings, then I'm not necessarily being my Ori. My particular Ori, like again, is about wisdom and understanding. And so my job in my life is to understand my strengths and my weaknesses. My strength is my understanding of the natural world, and my weakness is to not allow my strength to be my downfall. So you got to have a proper understanding of who you are to move forward and be and progress in your life. And so for me, I manifested myself and understood the natural world so I can understand how to manipulate the world in my favor. This is also a quote from the leader of the Black Panther Party. I forgot. Then my mind went completely blank for a second. But
Huey P. Newton, or what?
yeah. So the quote that he gives is power is the ability to to understand. I'm paraphrasing. So the power is the ability to understand one's natural environment and manipulate it in a way that's effective for them. And so I think that it's very important to understand the surroundings so that you can manifest the things that you want into your reality. And so, those things are, in the Ifa corpus, which is the Odus, they have their time and their place, but at the same time, we must create the odus with our everyday action, and so we don't get limited and stuck in an antiquated point of view. So, I mean, I don't want to have this conversation about my personal belief system. I want to talk about the facts historically about the Yoruba people. So, if we can keep it out of that, then I'll be greatly.
see,
What would Babalu say about that? But go ahead.
but that's the thing. And let me just say this. This is something that I see that's so common amongst the Dagger Squad, Amon Ra Squad. What these guys are doing, because I've challenged all these guys, and I want to I always tip my hat to the brother for even stepping up to the plate with Kansu. Aunt West.
The real Nuwabi.
That's right. The real nigga Wabian, the real half nigga Wabian. Aunt West, Garfield Reed, Sean Innit, Harry.
Calling y'all.
All these guys, I got clips, footage with them. When I go on Sonet, when we on Sonet, they call in and want to say they little 2 cents, but they will not step in the ring. The last altercation I had with these guys, I had Garfield Reed, Sean, Chuck Morgan, who we wrote he in the book. Oh, Lightning from the East, Dr. York biography on Amazon. Dr. York biography on Amazon. University of Yoruba Nation in the building.
Hey, Consul, we're gonna have to have a discussion about this book, man. You've been promoting. You need the lightning in the east. So we're going to talk about that. That's for another time, another place. Y'all go ahead and get down on your demonstration you got going now.
As the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And so, but all of these, and this is the last contestation, and then I'm gonna sum it up to where I'm getting at. They swore up and down that the ancient Egyptians had no concept of outer space or other planets, other solar systems. They swore up and down that I told them that there's a word Sa, SH or SAH in the Metanator hieroglyphics that means just translated or referred to as Orion, the star constellation. It's also Sirius, which is Septet, or Greek they call it Sothis. And they swore up and down that this word didn't exist. There was no word for Orion and Sirius and the ancient. Sean said the ancient Egyptians didn't believe in stuff like that. I mean, just on and on and on. Thought out.
Hey, but real quick, you can't really. Sean thinks that Khufu built the Great Pyramid. So you know that guy, man. Come on. But anyway, go ahead. I digress.
And it's orthodox mainstream crap is what it is. But what happens is I feel that these Dagger Squad people are trying to blend in atheism with African teachings.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's just like Aunt West, right? Who claims to be a black atheist, the God killer, but his name is Aunt, which means eternal life in Egyptian language.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. You're an atheist, but your name is life. Eternal life.
Come on, man. Casu. Let's get to the meat and potatoes now. You kind of act like you're at dessert right now, trying to reel her in or something. Come on, let's get it.
The concept of atheism don't exist in ancient Africa.
But see, oh boy, Kael's not an atheist, brother. I mean, let's get to the topic, man. Get the camera on everybody, so we can get the camera on everybody. Come on.
I believe he's straddling the fence of atheism because he's saying, and he didn't answer the question. I asked him, what you saying that you moved on to something better or higher? I asked him what that was. He didn't say.
But listen, Kasu, he don't want to talk about his spiritual belief. We want to do the.
All right, so let's get into the
the meat and potatoes, man.
What is your basis for you saying, or if the West Africans didn't come from Kemet and Nubia, where did they come from? You know, what's your take on it?
All right, so let's deal with the historicity of the Yoruba people, because this is what you want to deal with, right? So in the Yoruba people is 15 or maybe 16, depends on how you look at it, people in groups of the family of the people who speak the Yoruba language. This is why these people, that's just how they're being roped in, or I guess you'll say hurdled together, right? Within these different groups of people, you do see that there are slightly different origin stories for each individual people group or ethnic group within the family of the Yoruba people. So the misnomer that the Yoruba people are one particular group of people that just migrated and they're all family, that's a faulty premise to even start an argument. So we got to understand what these people are, how they developed, who they actually mixed with, the different human species they mixed with when they was in West and Central Africa as well. And I mean, genetics and everything tells the story that now you do see within the Yoruba people that there are different people and groups within the Yoruba family. And we've had this discussion. We dealing with the Okoko, the Arori, the Akiki, excuse me. You're dealing with the Oyo people. You're dealing with the Ogun State people. You got a lot of different groups that's a part of that. And I said specifically there's out of those 15, 16 groups of people, only one of those groups out of those 15 to 16 people, depends on if you include the Igbo Mina people that have that have an oral tradition or a story that says they actually come from Egypt. And so like what we're doing is we're making a false equivalency argument. You're saying that one group of these people that have a limited and questionable story about their tradition coming from the land of Egypt is an overlaying thing for the entire ethnic group in West Africa, and that's a false argument to even make.
Okay, it's not a false argument because all right, let me give a general analysis. Let me do a general summary. There are three, for anybody that knows the history of the Yoruba people, or the theories by scholars on the history of the Yoruba people. The three main theories to the or, and I say theories because the Yoruba people themselves are still in debate amongst their origin. It's not it ain't like a sure thing. It ain't like, you know what I mean? It ain't like 100% guaranteed. They all have a general. Even I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna say that for the debate. I ain't gonna say that. But it's three main possible origins that historians and scholars say. One is Saudi Arabia or Mecca. It is told that Oduduwa was the son of Lamarudu, who was the king, and that he left Mecca and then went to West Africa, right? Then it's a theory that they come from the Nile, from Kemet and Nubia, Egypt. And then there's a theory that they come from Benin. And really it's getting into Oduduwa because people associate Oduduwa. In order to be a Yoruba king, you have to be able to prove your bloodline to Oduduwa, right? Only problem is in Ifa cosmology is two Oduduwas. Actually it's more than that, but the main two is Oduduwa the Orisha and Oduduwa the king, the first king of the Yoruba. Now the contestation comes in where so by him saying I have no merit, he's wrong, because there are actual Yoruba scholars that say they come from ancient Egypt, and I'm on their side. You see what I'm saying? So he's got to be on one of the other two sides, or the don't know, or maybe he has a Dagger Squad theory that he can present forth as to where the Yoruba come from.
All right, so the theories that you're referring to now, the Benin theory, that's the one that has credibility amongst the Yoruba people, because that a lot of people from Benin did definitely come into the landmass of the Yoruba land people, or the Yoruba people. These are what we would call the Odu people. So that definitely has credence, and this is where you have the Oduduwa story coming into existence. You also have the Ile Ifa story of origin of the Yoruba people, and you have the story that has been affected by the Hamitic hypothesis. These are the two that you were referring to about Saudi Arabia and the Levant area. So those things are highly rejected by the Yoruba people wholesalely, unless you have been colonized and you have a more of a Christian or Islamic mind state. This is the importance of understanding those influences on those West African civilizations. Is one of the main things that actually influences all those oral traditions. Now, what we could do to verify this, we can look at the genetics of those people that lived in that particular land, and you can see that they actually had a different mixing that occurred with them and their other, I guess you would say, human species that they mix with, or the humanoid species, of which we can discuss the ghost population that influence into the gene pool, because that actually shows and proves that they were mixing with a different population in West Africa than the populations of the Northeast and the Levant area. You can look into the fact that you have a E1B1A subclave in West
Teach,
Africa that
Kyle.
it from, and you can contrast that to the people who came into West Africa that have the E1B1B, which was a northeastern and Central African haplogroup that shows emphatically in their DNA. This is how you can actually show that influence that happened. Now you see these different groups. You see the Ondo people. You see the Wolof people. You see the people or the Fulani people. You see all these different people that migrated into West Africa and settled their populations there. But that does not mean that these are the original groups. These are people who migrated into West Africa, and you can see these people moving into West Africa 7th century BC and 10th century. I mean, not AD.
Okay,
Excuse me, AD.
All right,
AD.
all right. Just pause 1 second, everybody. Just pause. I just want to make an announcement. You know how JJ do. We got to get some of the top-notch guys over here. I got Elder Yara in the building. I also got a special surprise researcher. I mean, this brother knows all about African studies. So he's coming in here in a minute. We gonna, like I said, this is about education, not about crying like you're doing over there on Sonata right now. Cry me a river, nigga. Get back to
Yeah,
teaching. Let's go.
I mean, are we having
Please.
a pre-debate weigh-in, or are we just having like a
I
group
do. This was
discussion?
just a discussion, but if y'all
Yeah,
want to
this
do a
the
debate,
pre-debate. This is
yeah.
the pre-debate weigh-in. Yeah,
Okay, but
Yeah,
real quick, let
like,
me
like
introduce Yara real quick. Just real
yeah,
quick,
that's
yeah, but
fine.
real quick.
I'm just
That's
saying
what
we
we
don't
do
need.
over here. We acknowledge everybody. Go ahead, Yara.
Hey, no, man. I just want to say, man, appreciate you, JJ 7000. Appreciate you, Queen Karima. I think I see you up there in the corner.
Appreciate you too, brother.
Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to brother Kansu, Neo One,
Peace, brother. Thank you.
Rafia, Ben Yada. Um, Peace and blessings to you, family. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. It's all good, man. And this is a good debate topic, man. I actually kind of like this topic, man. This is something new and something fresh. So, man, I want to break Kael's bill, man, because I really was rocking with what he was saying. So, shout out, man. Peace to y'all, brothers.
All right, but okay, let's get back to it.
Peace, y'all.
Hey, peace, Kael. Peace, brother.
So say that not because I'm okay. So here's
Constantly, real quick. I thought Kyle, I interrupted Kyle. Maybe he want to
oh,
finish
okay.
on that. Yeah.
Now,
All
I'm
right, go.
honest, I forgot where I was at, so you can go ahead, Kansu.
Yeah.
What?
So
You done forgot? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm freestyling, man. I ain't got no slides with me, man.
Now, all right, I'm gonna leave it
no.
alone. Let's get it. Yeah, freestyle. All right.
So now, and here's the thing: I don't want to just limit it to the Yoruba. That's why I said we're gonna do two. I'm gonna do two because I'm not just saying the Yorubas in general. I'm saying the Yorubas, the Akan, and what I'm even saying, even more so, is that prior to, like, for instance, for the Yoruba people prior to the Oduduwa era and other tribes, I also have evidence that they were closely
Duka, bro. Hey, and that era
oh
right
yeah,
there. Hey, say it again.
closer connected. They were close. They had a closer connection, and maybe could be part of the same tribe
The Duka era.
in pre Oduduwa era. Because when you talk about
Oduduwa. Let me pronounce it right. Okay.
yeah,
Go
when
ahead.
you talk about Oduduwa era, you talk about the Yoruba kingdom. The general consensus for the history of the Yoruba, it starts with Oduduwa,
Right.
who's the first king of Oyo.
And
And
Odukawa is the king, right? The first king.
Oduduwa, yeah, and
Oduduwa, my
this
fault.
word Oduduwa is where and is where, while the Yoruba people were in Arabia, because they were in Arabia, they did go up there. They introduced divination. The language spread into the people of the pre-Islamic Arabia era, and that word Oduduwa was eventually transposed, or not transposed. Or was eventually borrowed by those Arabs there. And this is where you get the word, or one of the attributes of Allah, Al-Wadud. Al-Wadud comes from Oduduwa. This is like Allah, how they say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah ta'ala, that's Obatala. And so I'm gonna show linguistic evidence with this too. Because I don't want to just focus, but I don't want to just focus on the Yoruba. Like I say, I'm speaking in general for most West. Because when you really get into it, you have to understand that there were migrations that took place. There were migrations that took place from the Nile Valley, and I'm gonna just keep it simple and say the Nile Valley, because that stretches all the way from what we call Kemet all the way down to Uganda. But I'm gonna show evidence of a huge migration, and these migrations is what led to the expansion of these West African kingdoms. And that's what I'm saying. Now, if you're gonna contest that, we can rock with it and we can go from there. But we got to be clear on it the way we set up the debate.
All right,
Yeah,
hold up for a second. We got somebody else on the panel, just real quick. Oh, go ahead, get your thought out. Go ahead.
now, so like what we gotta do is we gotta put a timeline of what you're saying, because a lot of the things you're saying, I wouldn't necessarily holistically agree with that. But we also got to understand that these things happened 30,000, 40,000 years ago when you're dealing with the backwards migration of the people, the Homo sapien into Africa. This particular group then mixed with another group in West Africa to make them a distinct population. Now, you also have the group that came from the middle or central Eastern Africa that went directly there, and they interfused their populations together. And this is something that we can show genetically. Now, if you want to deal with Oduduwa, that story is way after that thing that you're talking about.
Uh-oh.
So we can definitely get into that, right? But so you have to understand that there was no Islamic influence at the point of that migration that happened to even make any sense. So like
Okay,
those
hold
things
on,
that
hold on, though.
Hold up, Kansu. Kansu, hold up. You cut it stop.
yeah
Just hold on for a second.
those are things that you have to do because you have to build an intellectual model that makes sense because one piece of it has to go with the other pieces and has to be a congruent thought. And so what you're saying is not necessarily a congruent thought. I get the pieces that you're saying, but you got to put those things in proper perspective in order to have an actual model.
Okay, go ahead, Kansu. Oh, but before you go, Kansu, I don't know. I don't recognize who's on there. It say Smart Smee. Is that my guest researcher? Go ahead and speak real quick. Okay, maybe just somebody from the back there. All right, go ahead, y'all. Go
Okay.
ahead, Kansu.
So he's assuming that I'm going to link the Islamic influence with 30,000 years ago. I'm not. I'm not talking about that migration that you're talking about either. Now that migration right there, because there were people when Oduduwa got to Ile-Ife in Oyo, Nigeria. When he got there was people already there. So I'm not saying that the Yoruba were the first people, and I'm not talking about that for them in particular. If I was dealing with that, I'll be talking about the Igbo people who are the indigenous people of Nigeria, not the Yoruba. That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna have to have a clear understanding of what exactly we're gonna debate. So I'm saying West African tribes in general. I'll even throw in freaking Senegal. I throw in Senegal. I throw in the tribe in Senegal too. What they call Wolof. The Wolof. I throw them in there as well. So I'm gonna give three West African tribes, and my contention is that these people are descendants, children, remnants of the Nile Valley peoples. That's my point.
Yeah, so the Wolof people, they didn't move to West Africa till the 10th century CE. So that kills your entire argument right there. The Wolof people
Okay,
also
good. Okay, save it for the debate.
No, because you threw it out there.
Yeah, hold up, Kansu. Let him breathe. I mean, you kind of cut him off and let him get it all out.
No, I ain't cut him off.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the Wolof people migrated in 10th century CE. We know that for a fact, right? We also know that the Wolof people do not share a genetic affinity with the people that we will call the Yoruba people, which is E1B1A7A. They have a different ethnic background or genetic background. They are E1B1B1A. So these are completely separate groups. Now, the E1B1 group, it actually manifested in Northeast Africa. These are the people who helped to be the foundation of Egypt. So if we're having that conversation, we can have that specifically about those groups of people. We can do that. But you said specifically that the Yoruba people did, and that would be a false argument for you to make.
See, here's what he's doing. He's playing games. Because
I'm giving you
no. Let me show you how he's playing games. If I say Yoruba people, he's gonna trap those people in at that Oduduwa era. If I say Wolof people, he's gonna trap them people into the 10th century. If I say the Akan people, he's gonna say, okay, who's the first Akan king? When did the white folks say they was a nation? And then boom, you see what I'm saying? I'm telling you the origin of these people and the E1, B1, A1, and all that. Man, that is, listen, let me tell you something. That right there is a group nonetheless, but all these groups have the same origin. I'm going to prove that unequivocally. So now we cooking because we got some good contentions. Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If I say right now, I am a Georgian. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. My family for 3 generations from Atlanta, Georgia. The first person in my family that bought a house and owned a business was such and such, boom, 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 boom. But I have a history before that. But if I term it Yoruba, you're going to try to limit my history to Oduduwa. But the Yoruba people existed before Oduduwa. They were.
Hold on real quick. Hold on.
I'm not arguing that whatever, bro. Like,
yeah, just real quick, y'all. Just real quick. Stop just the press. Now, here's my expert researcher. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. Brother Asai.
ETE Emetap Seni Senat Ankwastajat Uncle Josh Senat Dua Henu. And if you're Ifa, all we need Ifap Ipa Omorani Imo or Ifa. Y'all know what it is.
They ain't playing. I got the top guys in here on this Aruba stuff. Go ahead.
I say to that.
You know what I'm saying? Orumila is in the building. Olukun is in the building. All right, y'all know what it is, man. It's definitely relations between West Africa and East Africa. That's been going on forever. If it wasn't relations between West and East Africa, in particular in that Ifa region, you would never see Fulani when Sudan was so far widely spread, it reached the west coast of Africa. And you wouldn't see so many Fulani still there to this day as they are in Ethiopia, as they are in the Sudan, as they are a little bit sprinkled in Libya, as they are sprinkled across the Congo a tad, and as they are still
come on, JJ, this is ridiculous, bro.
location.
Okay, hold on. Go. I just want you to introduce yourself and let the brother go back in. So then you at the end, and when they get done, then everybody can kind of get it in.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Kyle.
Man, well, look, we should do this right, just to be fair for this dialogue, because we're trying to have a debate. Let's move all the people who are not on here to have this debate off the panel, so me and the brother Kansu can have an actual.
Okay, I tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what. Everybody just let these two brothers rock out, get their topic, and then after that we'll go from there. Nobody else speaks, but I invited everybody else to the panel, so I'm not gonna throw them off. Okay, so y'all go ahead and speak. I didn't know. I was just trying to bring in people who know about the topic. I didn't know if
everybody walks in here and say they little pseudosciences and do all this type of stuff. We trying to have an actual debate between me and this brother Kansu. And like, imagine if you was on
that. He exposed you the same way I exposed you, but go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know you two brothers had contention, man. I apologize. But this is the Lions, then. So so everybody just fall back and let these two brothers talk.
You saying that the Dua is under the Milky Way galaxy, nigga? Come on,
and it was proved, nigga. So after we showed it on about 8 different articles, we pulled it up on, and you was pseudo, and then you came on Smash Show and said, "I didn't think you was right about that." You know you on video. You know that, fam. So I'm gonna step off the
call 3 more, bro. Call 3 more on here, man. Let's do it, man.
Sorry, chill out. Just everybody see you ran them off, Kyle. God. All right, go ahead.
I got these pseudos on here, man, with this bullshit, bro. Like, come on, I'm trying to have an actual debate with.
Okay, I didn't know y'all had history, bro. I apologize. I'm just trying to bring in the people who I thought knew about the topic, man. Let's go back to. All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. It's on you, Kansu.
So we got it now. We got it now because now we've included the Wolof, so we can even include them. And that's what I'm gonna do, brother JJ, and to the viewing audience. Brother Kansu's gonna tear down the borders. I'm gonna tear down all the barriers. I'm gonna put an end to tribalism, and I'm gonna I'm gonna unify the tribes. All of them Egyptians. All them niggas Egyptians.
It's going down in the den.
Tribalism right now, man.
So we got a topic, right? Is that what we saying? We have a topic?
Yeah, that's it.
Because look, I want to get it on tape from both of y'all, so y'all agree the same topic.
I don't disagree about about the Wolof people. I completely agree that the Wolof people came from Northeast Africa, bro. I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that the Fulani people did. But they have different genetic backgrounds and different oral traditions and different stories than the people that I just named earlier in this conversation that are the pieces of the Yoruba nation that exists. Now, the Yoruba nation that exists is simply a linguistic family, the same way that the Igbo people are a linguistic family of people that that have their own cosmology.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, and these things are all similar. And I would say that you are completely right that they did have the same origin. They was together. I wouldn't say there was one particular tribe, but they developed their own individual tribes and languages in West Africa. And you can see this and prove this by looking at their genetic footprint. And so there's things that you can look at. There's things like malaria, the defenses that they form genetically against malaria that the Northeast African groups do not have holistically. And so we can show all this during the debate. You know what I'm saying? You can leave the debate with a whole different perspective, hopefully.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I can definitely
Change
say
his
that.
whole way of thinking. That's
Yeah,
what debates is all about. Go ahead.
Well, he's not going to do that because Brother Consul's already familiar with haplogroups. Who's not? Those haplogroups do not. And see, I'm going to prove linguistics over genetics. I'm gonna say that again.
Questions over genetics.
Linguistics over genetics. Yes. Yes.
Look, a person can learn a different language, bro. You can't change your genetics, man.
You can learn a language. Yeah, anybody can. And you know what? That statement right there, JJ. And
that's the shit you
listen.
Look,
that statement.
I respect you, bro, but you can't say that again out loud, bro.
Look, that comment he just made was a novice comment. It was a novice comment. He said anybody can learn a language. Yeah, anybody can learn a language, but
is that a neophyte type of comment? What's going on?
That's a neophyte comment right there. And that let me know he really,
say it ain't so, Kyle.
He's clueless when it comes to linguistics. You see, because linguistics. Let me show you why. The definition of a cognate in the language word, you have a word called cognate, right? A cognate means if I can go, let's say I go to the Hebrew language and then I find a word in the Babylonian language or the Akkadian or the cuneiform, that's a cognate. What that means is it's genetically related. If you look at the definition of the linguistic word cognate, it shows that two words that are cognates are genetically related, meaning they share the same mother language. Meaning they share the same origin. So I'm going and he's clueless to, and I would give him the benefit of the doubt. But if it wasn't for piggybacking off other people in the Dagger Squad, that's all think they're genius with these haplogroups. Who's another one that ran from me? Not from the Dagger Squad.
Amon Russell.
No. Ngozi.
Pseudo killers.
Ngozi.
Team Osiris.
Ngozi, right? That same thing, because the genetics can change over time. That's right. Your genetics can change over time based on migrations and mixing in. But that language is not the roots of those languages. Listen, it's language right now that we speaking right now that I can show that have roots in ancient Egyptian. Over 6,000 years ago, that wide of a span. But genetics through 6,000 years would be scrambled like an egg. And I'm gonna all this information, and I'm gonna get support with Dr. Theophilo Benga, who's a linguist and a scholar and a historian who studied with Sheikh Antijoke, who's still alive.
All right. We got the preliminary out the way. We don't want to make it too long, right?
There is a difference in we're talking about genetics. You're dealing with linguistics. There's a complete difference in that type of genetics. You're talking about the morphology and topology of a particular word and the syntax. That's a complete different thing, as the genetics of actual flesh and blood human beings. Now you got to deal with the molecular clock when you're talking about that. When you're talking about those changes that you're talking about making, because the molecular clock ticks at between 6 to 8,000 years. So we're not talking about the same thing. You're talking about morphology and topology, and I agree with you. Origins of words can change. That's why you have long words, and you also have something called false cognates as well. That means a word can look or appear to be the same, but have different topology and morphology. It means that those things are not necessarily cognates. You got to understand that to make that argument with me.
Yes, brother, I will do
Oh,
that.
okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen. I still haven't.
So
I
what we
need
gonna
the
do then? Let's put a date on this.
Consul, please, real quick. I need the title. I need both of y'all to say, "Yeah, this is the title," and he's gonna repeat that to you because I don't want to get to the debate and somebody debating something from the left and the other guy debating some other thing from the right.
Right.
We don't do that over. That's over there at the other channel.
Yeah,
So
let's narrow it down, Kunsu, because I know
yeah,
you mentioned
please.
you
I
mentioned a
like
few
the
different
topic on what it
populations.
is. West African tribes. We can keep
I mean,
it
what,
going.
what? I mean, what kind of top? What you just West African tribes?
That's too
How do we
broad because
judge that?
I've specified
Modern.
that there.
Okay, well, whatever you want it to be then. What did you want it to be?
Now, I mean, if you want to do like, we can do the Akan or we can do the Yoruba, but we got to do one of the two because I don't want you to be able to have the ability to, like what you just did. You just jump from the Yoruba to the Akan people, to the Walla people, to the Saniki people.
Damn.
You
Yeah,
get bits
West
and
African
pieces.
tribes in general.
Now
That's what I'm saying.
let's start with one at a time. What tribe you want to start with?
It don't matter to me. We can do the
Yeah,
Akan.
come on, Constance, because you said
We
you
can do
first you
the
said
Akan.
okay. There we go. All right, now let's give it a title. So I don't hear both of y'all agree on tape. That way, when we get to the debate, y'all ain't gonna be getting mad at me. So let's go ahead and get the title. Go ahead. Who created with a title?
I mean, hell, you practice Ishe, right? Let's go ahead and start with Yoruba people and let me knock you out there first. Then we can move to the Akan
Damn,
next. We
knockout.
can one by one.
Okay, so are the Yoruba descendants of the ancient? I don't want to say ancient Egyptians because that'll disclude Nubia. So I would say are the Yoruba descendants of the Nile Valley peoples, Nile Valley peoples. Did the Yoruba come from the whatever, something like that? That'll work with
So
me.
are you saying they are?
Yeah, I'm saying they are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kael's gonna be going back to where the
Oh,
I already know where the DNA started and all that type of stuff, haplogroups
Yeah,
yeah, but he
yeah.
ain't.
so
Well, Kyle, if I said if you're gonna do
and it's
that, where
starting the
you getting
east.
that
I mean,
from?
it's starting the west. I'm just letting you know, man. God
Yeah,
damn. Go
if
ahead.
we do that, if we can do that. If we do that, I got one stipulation. We got to throw out the Ojibwe people because I already have conceded that the Ojibwe people have a tradition of coming from the Levant region.
Okay, I won't mention them, even though that's. I mean, I don't know why you would debate them and the Yoruba and disclude them, but yeah, all right.
Okay, so what's the title? Just let me get that because I got something I got to take care of. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
y'all
the
can
title,
keep going without me, no big deal. But yeah,
That's
what's the
good.
title?
yeah, the title that Kansu gave is the Yoruba people. You know what I'm saying?
Descendants of
Minus
the
the
Valley
Hold up,
Ojibwe people.
Consul. Let me hear it. So, go
Are the
ahead.
Yoruba people the descendants of the ancient Nile Valley populations? I guess you could
Okay,
say.
there you go. Okay, Consul. Now say it too.
Are the Yoruba descendants of Nile Valley people? Yeah.
Okay, all right, y'all heard it here first. They both agree on the title. I didn't know this was going to become a debate. I just thought we was having a discussion. That's why I invited Asar and everybody else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when I guess
it's an
now y'all
interesting
ready to
topic.
debate. That's
We
what's
can,
up.
yeah.
Nope, ain't nope. You don't try to back out now.
Well, we have a day. No, man. You know me.
Okay.
I don't want been chasing this fool down.
All right. So check this out. Check this out. What date? Let
Hey,
me get. Let's,
be careful what you ask for, Kansu. Be careful what you ask for.
all right. So family, look. What's the date and time? Well, let's get to that.
I'm free daily, pretty much after around 6, same time we started up today. Any day, weekends, I'm off, so
What about next Wednesday?
that'll work.
Kyle, you
Yeah.
good with that?
Nah, that sounds good to me. Next Wednesday or Thursday,
Same
one of those
time,
two.
6 Central,
Like,
7
yeah,
Eastern.
we can promote it for a
7
week.
Eastern.
That way it's still fresh in everybody's mind. Yeah, that's cool. I don't like to put out 3 months from now. Man, come on.
Right.
I've been
Oh
had 10
yeah,
debates by the time Garfield and Jabari debate. What the hell going
yeah,
on?
Exactly.
yeah. I been forgot what the hell the topic was.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so bet. Y'all heard it here first, man. Karima. Anybody want to leave any last words? I got to get up out of here, but if y'all want to linger around, but I think a preliminary
Let me
showing.
my last words to Kyle before the debate. Kyle,
All right, go ahead.
you need to get back on the path of Ifa. Do not let them dagger fraud fools stray you off the path. All right, get back.
Come on back home to the Lions Den. Come on back home. Hey, Kyle, you remember when I debated and he showed up 45 minutes for the debate. Y'all had to go ahead and get him. You and Garfield, like, hey man, you better get in here. Just like how you called me today. Like, hey, you better get over there, JJ. They trying to jump a possum. You remember that? Yeah. Oh, see, it's on tape. Hey, there you go. All right, so man, I appreciate y'all, man. I got the whole gang back together. You see what I'm saying? We took a little break, but the Lions Den is back. We finna get up out of here with the new joint. You understand me? We're not debaters, we're terminators. Leaving your brains upon the table. You simple pea brain ass Negroes. Let's get it.
Lions Den, shut up, Lions Den.